Yeah, so why is the issue of hiring, why should that be important to
Well,
professionals?
hiring right has to do with organizations finding the ability to find people that fit their organization. Definition of fit would be skills, knowledge, behavior, education, experience, and most importantly, the value alignment to the organization. Because if they do that, their turnover is going to be less. And less turnover means more profit on the bottom line, more productivity, more quality, better customer service. So organizations, I think, have to really focus on as the competition for talent becomes greater and greater, on what will attract people of like-minded values to their organization and what they have to do to make sure that management behaves consistently to keep them. So the hiring process is the one opportunity they have to move the organization forward to make it successful, because that's where that's your intake of talent. And they have to really focus on, are they aligned to the corporate culture? Do they have the skill and knowledge? Because if they are aligned to the corporate culture but don't have the skill and knowledge, everybody will like them, but they can't do the job. Conversely, if they have the skill and knowledge but don't align to the values of the company, they can do the job, but nobody wants to work with them. So it's having that right combination will allow them to bring people in that fit. And one of the concerns a lot of people have is what happens if somebody hasn't had experience on the job experience. Well, they've had opportunity to demonstrate their behaviors around their values or behaviors around the job they're related to in school, in summer work, in volunteer work, and those experiences, behavior being transferable, are the source of hiring the right person behaviorally. And one thing is that why behavioral interviews are so important is that it's not just that past behavior is the best predictor of future behavior. That gets you some indication, but as my son once said to me, I'll never get my first job because I don't have any on-the-job behavior. So what am I supposed to do? So what am I supposed to do is, it's recent behavior is more predictable than past behavior because people do change. You have to account for that. So it's past behavior that is recent, but what if we have two people that have past and recent behavior? And then it's the one that demonstrates it more frequently. Because the more frequent you demonstrate it, the more comfortable you are, and the more comfortable you are, you'll use it in any situation, job or non-job. So it's past behavior, done frequently and recently. When you can put that combination together, now you can separate not only between potential employees who have the right experience, or do have the right behaviors, but which one has it more recently, which one has it more frequently. Now you can also differentiate, because experience becomes less important there. Because now you find that, well, you have a person who has 15 years on the job, which is the equivalent of 1 year repeated 15 times, or some younger person with maybe 1 or 2 years experience and the wisdom and knowledge of 5 to 10 years. So now you can level the playing field. Hiring, therefore, hiring is going to be, I think, and hiring right, as the Department of Labor, U.S. Department of Labor has said, there's going to be 10 million more jobs than people to fill them by the year 2012. Personally, I think it's a bit exaggerated, but that's what they say. That means that there's going to be people fighting. It's kind of like, selling your house in a seller's market. It's going to be an employee's market. And if you don't treat them right, you don't hire the right people according to the values, you don't make sure that the interview process is consistent with what the organization needs and what will happen in the real world in the organization, you're going to have rather rapid turnover. The other thing about hiring is a lot of people look at it as the cost of doing business will be turnover. I would suggest that the cost of doing hiring incorrectly is turnover, and that once you hire correctly, hire against the job that you're looking for, not comparing candidates to each other, you'll hire better people to do, and they will last. So if the statistics or the research or the futurists say that current people under 20, their 20s will have 6 or 7 careers and 2 or 3 jobs in each career, so don't expect anybody to stay with you more than 2 or 3 years. I always ask a client, so do you have anybody working for you currently who's there for more than 2 years? And everybody does. Well, why are they staying? That is your source of information. What is your organization doing so you can replicate that and understand what is the behaviors that attract them, what is the skill and knowledge, the environment, the culture, and then say those are the things we have to hire other 20-somethings who think and act and believe in the same thing. The only problem is that a lot of organizations feel that when you start doing that, you're going to clone and have clones of everybody, and there's no diversity. It's about diversity of thought, and no matter who you are or where you came from, because I've done this internationally, it's not the issue. The issue is, do you have the values to fit that organization to be successful? Do you have the behaviors to fit the values to be successful? When it works, it's powerful.